In this video, I'll show you how to prove trigonometric identities using the sum or differences of angles. This is question 2 in the series. The question reads, prove the identity sine at an angle of x plus 60 degrees plus cosine at an angle of x plus 30 degrees is equal to the square root of 3 cosine x. What we have to do ultimately is prove that the left side is equal to the right side. So for the first two terms, I'll be using the sine and cosine sum of two angles formulas. So I'll expand this where it becomes, and before I do that, I'll call this my A term and my B term. If we are adding A and B together, which we are, then you use the addition version. So we have sine x cosine of 60 degrees plus cosine x sine at 60 degrees. We'll do the same thing for cosine now, where if you have plus in between the two terms, you use minus in between these two terms on the right side. So I've made some room. Plus cosine, this will be our A and this will be our B. Cosine of x, cosine of 30 degrees, minus sine of x, sine of 30 degrees. And this is equal to the right side, which I won't show. The next thing that I want to do is find out what cosine 60 is, sine 60, cosine 30, and sine 30. That might help us reduce this expression. So cosine at 60 is equal to half. So this is equal to half. Therefore, we have 1 over 2 sine x. That's what this term reduces to. Sine at 60, we have the square root of 3 over 2. So plus the square root of 3 over 2 cosine x. And of course, you can use special triangles if you're not allowed to use your calculator for this. Cosine of 30 is the square root of 3 over 2 plus the square root of 3 over 2 cosine x. So eventually these can be combined as well. Furthermore, we have sine at 30 is equal to half. So minus half sine x. So this reduces to half, and that minus is from here, and sine x doesn't change. This term and this term will cancel out. In addition to that, these two terms can be combined. So we have 2 of these terms, square root of 3 over 2 cosine x is equal to the square root of 3 cosine x. Remember, this was the right side. Now look, this 2 and this 2 will cancel out, leaving us with the square root of 3 cosine x on both sides. Now, in case you're confused about this expression, it's just like saying if you had, let's say, x plus x. You have 2 x's, so you have 2 of these x's, 2x. And that's the logic behind this one. And so there you have it. That is how to prove trigonometric identities using the sum or differences of angles. Make sure to watch question 3 for a more challenging example.